Hi all, welcome to today's webinar. My name is Ash. Most of you know me. I'm a product specialist at WiseNet. So let me start by thanking you all for your time today. It is a very important webinar for you all who are still using the online enrollment and not moved to Sales Plus. The session is being recorded and will be sent to you along with the presentation slides, as well as a meeting link before the end of the week. Now, before I start the presentation, a quick slide on the Zoom control panel. Please feel free to raise your hand at any point if you have any technical difficulties or questions during the presentation. You can also use the Q&A or the chat option to type in your questions. There will be plenty of time for questions at the end of the presentation as well. I have my entire team here backing me up. So just to support me here, I have Mary and Nalina as panelists as well. So they will be able to answer any questions as we go along the presentation, if you put it into the Q&A box for me. Thank you. So the current online enrollment is obviously reaching end of life for various reasons. And as they say, all good things must end, but it's the less than good things that must end a lot sooner. The aim for today is to introduce Sales Plus to some of you who haven't seen this new product before, and also help you understand the benefits of moving to Sales Plus. Currently, with the online enrollment, you have just one standard application form, very minimum branding options like changing the header and button colors. You have had to use PayPal Flow as your payment gateway with very limited publishing options. However, over the years, you've constantly asked for enhancements and changes to the existing product, as I've listed on the right-hand side. We at WiseNet believe that creating solutions that are simply improved versions of the same old capabilities is not sufficient. New solutions should really be about leveraging innovations, new technology, and infrastructure to enable new paradigms that unleash new levels of value to your business. We chose specific business problems that had so far gone underserved because of limitations in the old architecture and launched a new solution addressing all your needs with a product called Sales Plus. Sales Plus is a product designed to modernize student recruitment. It is built to enhance your learner's sales journey from the discovery step through to application, allowing you to convert every inquiry into an enrollment. It is very easy to set up and allows you to streamline your sales processes by collecting online inquiries and enrollments or applications, nurture those inquiries, opportunities, as well as enrollments, publish your courses in just one click, customize form design, branding, and all your submission processes. You can accept partial or full payments with an integrated payment gateway without any need for coding or any APIs. Now, with the department's that data streamlining project, I'm not sure how many of you attended the VELG conference last week or have gone through any, communication that you've received from the department. But obviously this project is underway and you want to be able to have efficient systems and softwares in place to capture clean data so you can be ready at any time to submit and validate your data. Obviously, you want to reduce duplication as you need to pretty much sync your data every month based on what you're expecting to do. Imagine doing this manually day to day. You want to eliminate the manual data entry where possible to ensure there are no errors or missing data. So with Sales Plus, all the learner demographic data is captured and entered in the learner profile automatically. You can make certain fields mandatory to ensure the learner doesn't skip the very important requirements that you need to capture. To begin, I'm sure all of you have a really good informative website for your business, but one of the things you need to constantly think about is maintaining the site with the relevant course information, keeping up to date with the intakes, current application and contact forms, the notifications, obviously messaging, payments, follow-ups, and so on. So with Sales Plus, all you need to do is concentrate on your website content and leave the rest to us. When a potential applicant or your prospective learner clicks to view course details and available intakes on your website, they'll be redirected to one of your Sales Plus sites, which can be set up and managed by yourself using Sales Plus features within WiseNet. You can also update your website to point any Contact Us reference to Sales Plus. You can link it to the main Sales Plus contact page or create a specific contact form. The same can be extended for other types of forms like suspension, deferment, or even like, generic general inquiry forms. So you might be wondering, how long will it take for me to set Sales Plus up and running? Let me show you just how easy it is to go from opening your course in WiseNet to accepting enrollments in just a few clicks. With Sales Plus, you're free to brand your web pages according to your existing website and collaterals. Use your own company logo and color guidelines to create a seamless enrollment experience for the applicants. You can integrate the course catalog and forms into your existing collateral with very minimum setup. And if you deliver courses on behalf of external clients, or if you have auspice partnership, such as another workplace or a different training organization, you can have more than one website or a Sales Plus site on your account published with their own branding and colors. You can choose to embed the application link directly into your Enroll Now button, or design the entire catalog, as I mentioned before, using Sales Plus, or just publish the QR code or a link for applicants to scan and access the form immediately on their phone. And imagine a class full of students who are enrolling for the first time. You can have them scan the QR code and enroll on the spot on the day of your class, literally. When you create contact forms, a Contact Us page on your website is automatically created, and you can choose which form or forms to publish to track those inquiries. And if you want to keep things private, you can also create private links where the application form is only accessible through that specific URL or a QR code, as I mentioned before, and the choice is completely yours. Now, when you decide which course to publish for online enrollment, you can start by uploading a course image and fill in the information about it to further attract students to enroll, make it really engaging. You can sort your courses by industry for students to filter from, and also decide which websites to publish the course to. Now, going into the course offer sale settings, because obviously we've had like course offer sale settings and site settings. So we've broken it down for you, and you have different places where you can set things as well as customize. So the course offer sale settings, this is where you will determine whether you would like the intake to be made wholly public or private. And within a publicly published course offer, you can even have private application links where only those who have sent the link to have access into that application page. You can set your delivery options, your duration, whether it's full-time, part-time, so your potential applicants can see and pick which option they would prefer. Set where your locations are. So if you're delivering online courses, you allow students to pick from the drop-down and filter whether they would like to enroll in a face-to-face class or online study. You can plot your intakes so that applicants can browse the intakes that are available throughout the year. You can also determine your number of vacancies, and once the intake is full, it'll not allow more applicants to enroll into the course. So if these fields like location, duration, minimum and maximum registrants and all these things sound familiar to you because you've been using that for your online enrollment too. And we've purposely designed it this way so you can leverage on the data that you've already set up, and implementing your Sales Plus or moving to Sales Plus wouldn't be very difficult. Now, once the course has been published, this is how it looks from the student's perspective. Information such as the duration of the course, and as I said, the part-time, full-time, the delivery option, fees, and whether you want to take a deposit upon application or when the intake starts, everything, can be displayed, filtered, and it's up to the learner to then, browse for the courses that they want, and they can view the intakes in either a list view or a calendar view, depending on what they prefer. which is very useful for those of you who are delivering short courses like first aid, where the course runs in multiple locations and different times during the month. Now, after a learner clicks on Apply Now, it takes them to your customized form. You can completely design your own application flow. You can decide on the number of steps, what details your applicants need to fill in, whether payment is required or not, and so on. So you can create as many application forms as you want, and they can be as long or short as you need according to the amount of information you need to collect. And for example, the data you need for a short one-day program will obviously be different to a full-length diploma program. And payment may be required for a first aid course because it's just a day course. You want to quickly take that application, auto accept, and do all of that, but not for a certificate for. So it's completely customizable according to the type of course as well as your enrollment process. You can also create fields that are not necessarily needed for reporting. So for Australia, you may not need it for AVITMIS reporting purposes, but you may want to know for your own internal things on how did they hear about you, or, what is their t-shirt size? So if you're running courses like cookery or carpentry where you give them the uniforms and things. So this data can also be collected. And this is stored in the student's WiseNet logbook because we don't have direct link to a field. So what we do is we collect all this data, but store it for you within the enrollment logbook against the learner. So from there, you can share this with other relevant departments or teams and collect data on where your enrollments are coming from, or simply prepare their t-shirts, as I said, for when they arrive for orientation. Now, managing your forms is, again, super intuitive and so easy to use. You can also start with a default template. We have created templates for you within the system for domestic and international delivery. You can drag and drop your fields to where you want them to be and decide if you want them to be mandatory or not. Then configure the text in the display, to help your learners fill in certain data. So you can put in like a small description of what you're wanting them to give you in terms of information. You can add, additional info to prevent confusion for your students, as I said. You can also add links, images, font stylization within the text editor. There's a lot more options that are available now. You can have document upload. So you can easily ask applicants to upload the necessary documents. It doesn't have to be just one document, so you can really label each and every document that you require per application. Because for obviously funded training or an accredited program, you might want various things from them. It could be a driver's license or a passport. So you can tell them what are the different documents that you require. And all these documents are then uploaded into the WiseNet logbook together with their completed application in a PDF form. And if you have created a standardized application form, you can also copy that to create another form with varying questions and attach them to another course offer. Now, regardless of how you design your form or your website, it'll always remain mobile responsive for applicants to apply on the go. And if you're using, obviously, the old online enrollment, how, it's not very user-friendly on a smartphone or a smart device. But yeah, we've pretty much solved that issue with Sales Plus. Now, when the applicant is ready to enroll, our integrated gateway, payment gateway allows you to take payment using a variety of methods. The built-in online payment means that WiseNet acts as your clearinghouse. All you need to do is enter your bank account details into the settings, and we will deposit the funds directly into your account. And obviously, in the last steps of the application form, you want your own terms and conditions for the applicant to agree and then have a digital signature all at once. And once the learner completes the application, the learner receives an application received email together with the entire form in a PDF format. You can set up automation so that your team also receives a task or an email when the new application comes into the system. Now, all of these are collated and stored, as I said, within the enrollment logbook together with the application form. And not only that, there's also email tracking, which allows you to see if the applicant has opened up their confirmation email if you've sent them one. Remember, all those fields you added to the form earlier, they're all automatically mapped into WiseNet without you doing anything else. So this kind of completely takes away the need for you to re-enter basic student information and upload documents over and over again, cutting a ton of time needed by your admin team to process each application, but also help you with collecting that data and not have any fields missing, especially if you need to start syncing your data to the department. Now, once an application goes into WiseNet, they're sitting there as new until you accept or reject it. After they've been reviewed, the system will automatically use the email address to search if a profile already exists. If it does, then the application will be added to the learner's profile. Otherwise, a new one will be created. You already know this. It's a very similar process, but we have a lot more checks with Sales Plus. There's also the option to auto-accept the application. And obviously, it's extremely useful if you do not need a review process, especially for your non-accredited short courses. I will be talking about automation further, during the presentation. Now, let's think about what if the student, is not ready to enroll, or maybe he started the application and he needs more time. So there are two ways, in which we handle this. One is if they're halfway through the process, they would like to come back later, then we have the save and resume functionality with the application. They can re-access the application through a unique link and log back in using a secure one-time password, which they choose to receive either through an email or a mobile. Now, this data is stored for 30 days before it expires for privacy reasons. And the students obviously will get an email with all the unique links and information about how they can come back to the application. And as I said, they can come back at any time within this period of 30 days to resume and complete their application. The second way is obviously to ensure no leads fall through the cracks, using a contact form. So if the applicant is not yet ready to enter all their details or give you all their personal information, you could have a very basic contact or an inquiry form to, allow the learners to just fill in some basic details, and they can be just popped into your sales pipeline. Now, creating a contact form is very easy, and it's obviously easier than creating an entire application form. Again, you can drag and drop your fields to collect whatever information you need, and you will be notified as soon as an inquiry comes into WiseNet. The contact form is also available on your WiseNet, with a starter pack, and it is free. You can go now and start using it. If you've not already seen it, it's under the Settings Sales Plus option. All right, now what happens to leads that are non-converted, and, obviously they're coming from both the save and resume feature and the inquiry form are transformed. All these things are transformed into opportunities and placed into the WiseNet sales pipeline, where they can be nurtured by your team using all the available logbook actions. And on top of that, you can also send an application link to their email if they wish to apply for the course once you have, followed them up. Now, for example, let's say if you're talking to someone over the phone who's interested, but you do not need to direct them to your website because you already have them on your phone. All you do is just add them quickly as a sales contact, and you can send an application link from within the sales section. Or if you still want them to go through the same process, you can ask them to go onto your website, click on the contact form or the apply now button to for them to apply to the course. Once converted into a learner, the information that you need is all obviously sitting in the same area within WiseNet, and you do not need to, again, look through various systems just to find all of the student information. And once the application comes in, as I said, it's very easy to convert them into an enrollment because the learner profile is already created for you. When we crafted Sales Plus from the ground up, we placed emphasis on the customer experience, customizability, data management, and automation. Now, before I continue talking about further automating your processes from pre-enrollment using Sales Plus, what I've done is created a very basic application form for a dummy first aid course. So if I could get all of you to just pick up your phone, because I want you to experience it during the webinar itself. So if you could pick up your phone and scan the QR code you see on your screen and just complete the application for me. There are very few fields, and I have made some mandatory just so that, you know, you can see how it all works. The USI is not mandatory, so just skip that question. But I've made your mobile numbers mandatory for a reason. I want you to experience what you can achieve with Sales Plus. So once you submit the form, you'll receive an SMS and an email followed by an e-learning enrollment to Moodle all in one go without any staff intervention. So I'm literally not doing anything here. So I've set up the application or the course in a way where it auto accepts, adds you to the units, as well as gives you access to Moodle or Canvas, you know, so we integrate with both these platforms. But for this demo, I've used Moodle without me doing anything at all. So I understand that most of you run full qualifications that are accredited, so you cannot auto-accept enrollments without checking the relevant documentation. But as I said, this is just for demo purposes to show you what can be achieved with Sales Plus, and for you to get a taste of, you know, how the app looks like, how the your students will experience when they, you know, scan a code or click on a link on your website. How does the enrollment form and everything show on a smart device? So I'll give you a couple minutes to complete that process for me. We will talk about it more when, you know, at the end of the session, I will ask you about your experience. But yeah, I'll give you a couple of minutes just to complete that process. Thank you. I can see some enrollments coming in. All right. Let me just go ahead. If you could put your phones away if you've finished that, you know, little application form for me. Thank you. Thanks for joining me back, and thanks for experiencing the product. You know, I wish I could see all your reactions, but as I said, I'll definitely go into the database again to see all your enrollments shortly. But as mentioned earlier, we're here to build applications and tools to help you automate your business. And just so that your staff don't have to execute recurring tasks every day. This will automatically reduce costs, increase efficiency, and as you experienced, save you a lot of time and effort, especially if you're running short courses and you have to collect all this information just on the day, give them access to e-learning, everything at the same time. So that's what we've tried to achieve here. Now, as I told you before, there are a lot of application options, and this is what I've done with the demo course that I set up for you. So it allows you to set multiple application types, the initial payment amounts, and if you set up the application to be auto-approved with unit enrollments and e-learning access, the learners get automatically enrolled into the course offers with units and be provided with e-learning access to courses as soon as they submit an application form successfully. Now, as you could see, this is very handy, as I said, for short courses or even your internal staff courses, because I know you run a lot of professional development courses as well. Now, you can map the e-learning courses from Moodle or Canvas to the course offers or unit offers in WiseNet. And if you are using our new e-learning integration, you're pretty much familiar with how this works. You can manage the learners' e-learning groups or sections from within your course software in WiseNet, as well as manage their access using an e-learning enrollment rule. The rule then enables and disables the learner's access based on their enrollment dates. And you can use learn cycles to automate your processes and ensure the right piece of communication is going out at the right time. Most of your manual administrative processes can be automated with the right tools. So you can retire those manual processes like data replication and obviously grow your business with LearnCycle workflows. The SMS that you received is using our LearnCycle workflow. Now you can reach multiple learners simultaneously by sending those automatic emails as soon as you receive those applications. and SMSs that you have complete control over. Now, for example, you do not require a person to go into a learner's profile to send a confirmation email. Your staff can simply accept the application, which can then trigger an email to be sent to the learner with all the relevant details. You can also auto-sync your learners to Xero if you're using Xero as your finance application, as well as generate course enrollment documents like offer letters, training plans using your report templates, and obviously automate the whole thing using Learn Cycles again. Now, all these touch points and communication is automatically saved again into the course enrollment logbook. So that's just like one place everything just goes into for you. So you don't have to look for things in multiple places in WiseNet. Gives you an easy to track timeline of events as well per course enrollment. And if you use the learner logbook, the feature works very similarly. You can use AutoGrade to automatically push grades from Moodle or Canvas to WiseNet, allowing you to also update outcomes, results, and dates for multiple learners as soon as they're graded, as well as email the certificates and record of results in bulk to all the learners at once they have been issued the credentials. You can create email templates with survey links as well to automatically send surveys to learners at various stages of their life cycle, learner life cycle, using SurveyMonkey as one of your connected apps. Now, as you can see, WiseNet's tools and applications can help you with your entire enrollment journey from the time your learner discovers a course on your website till the time they graduate. You may think some of the things I showed you in the last couple slides have nothing to do with managing your sales applications. However, what I wanted to do is showcase how all our applications seamlessly integrate with each other, and our product, obviously our product team have put in a lot of time and effort in building smarter, faster, highly flexible and highly scalable solutions for your business. Now, coming to the price comparison with the two products, we made a conscious decision to not increase the price of the current online enrollment while we worked on Sales Plus. I hope you all can appreciate the fact that Sales Plus cannot be valued at the same price point as online enrollment with the amazing feature deck I've just showcased to you. Sales Plus has 3 different editions. You have a free entry-level tier, which is our starter edition. The current online enrollment kind of aligns with the standard edition of Sales Plus in terms of pricing, but obviously you are getting better and bigger benefits with the new product. You can pre-purchase applications and draw down on the number of applications. The per application pricing enables you to finely modulate spending, allowing you to buy based on your requirements. Now, our pricing strategies are based on the value of our product and the growth of your business. It's like a pay-as-you-go model where the price scales alongside usage. They're designed to cater to any type of training organization. Now, the premium edition is best suited for larger organizations that have many enrollments, auspice partnerships, and multiple colleges. So if you're still unsure, just contact us and we'll walk you through the decision-making process. The more products you subscribe to with us, the more you save in terms of cost. And I mean running costs as well as automation to get rid of duplication of data. So the WiseNet One takes care of the entire learner lifecycle in one fully integrated, automated, and a smart platform configured to your budget and technical requirements. So to summarize today's presentation, online enrollment is sunsetting on the 28th of February 2023. We understand that this announcement for some of you may be unwelcome news to your business, but I hope you will take it as an opportunity to implement something amazing and innovative like Sales Plus. Now, between now and then, I would like you to work with your team members and gather the requirements for taking enrollments online, define your goals, and contact us so that we can sit with you one-on-one and design a package that not only fits your budget, but also aligns with your servicing model. Now, end of the day, we're all working towards the same goal, creating applications that can better serve your stakeholders, for them to have better user experience when they land on your website and purchase a product. Now, there is a free trial available. We are more than happy to sit with you and work on designing the forms and sites with your team so you can make an informed decision. So we at WiseNet, you always know, we take pride in putting our customers first, and we are here to constantly support you to ensure you're getting the bang for your buck. I'm sure some of you are already thinking about, come on, it's reporting time. We don't have the resources or the time to do this, but trust us, we have a lot of customers already using Sales Plus who have got the process up and running in less than a week. It takes literally 3 easy steps to implement Sales Plus. You set up the site with your branding, create your forms. It doesn't need to be built from scratch, as I showed you before. We have form templates with all the required information and fields. Simply edit and add your T's and C's, and you're good to publish them. And once you have published them with your dates and payment info as required, you're all set to start taking applications and accepting those enrollments in WiseNet. This is us, guys. So we always ensure our customers are well taken care of. We are going to reach out to you personally, but if you need to speak to us sooner, then we are here to help. Log a support ticket so we can contact you. Please think about the number of applications you require and the edition that best suits your needs. I am going to stay back with my team to answer any questions. So feel free to add in the chat or raise your hand if you want to talk to us, or just type into the Q&A section. But thank you so much for your time. And I know I'm going a little over time, but I've tried to finish everything in 30 minutes. But thank you so much for your time, and hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. Emma, I can see your question, and I think Mary is typing an answer. Mary, do you want to just unmute and talk?
Yeah, thanks, Ash.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Emma, the API is not changing. So the API endpoints that are available now directly through WiseNet will not change moving forward.
Emma, this is Melina here. I also want to thank you for your question earlier, where you asked about assigning a workplace to an enrollment. So that's a great question. Now, in Sales Plus, you can actually create a unique link and send it to just the students who are coming in from that workplace. When they enroll, WiseNet then automatically adds the workplace to the student enrollment. So you don't actually have to add that in yourself later. So great question.
And the next one there from Caroline is regarding preferred name.
We should already have that field in there, Caroline. So whatever is in WiseNet. So if it's part of your personal details demographic, there are already fields that can be mapped to. And as I said, if you can't find a field, you can create a custom field. It's just that, the data that's collected in the custom field will be created as a file note in the logbook for you to access. Megan, interesting question. We've not been asked for this before, but Mary, now, do you have any comments on it? Do you want me to read out the question so everybody can help?
Yeah.
Is there the ability to store documents in WiseNet that students can review, example, student handbook, before completing their enrollment? Or do we need to set up a link to an external site that the student would click on to review the document?
Yeah. So what a customer has done, Megan, is they've got a link that the student, you've got to say to the student to download it, sign it, and re-upload it. So it is a link that sits externally that they can download that document and sign it and send it back. If that's what you're sort of asking there, I think Melina's writing an answer.
No. So for that, what some of our clients already have are student handbooks and policies and procedures on their website. So it's as simple as pretty much just linking in the Sales Plus website to that specific document. And as Mary said, you can kind of download it, read it, and then sign it and then send it back to you guys, or upload it again within Sales Plus. If they need time to review that, you can always tell in the instructions to, all right, save and resume the application, and then come back, sign the document, sign it, and then upload it, and on the same application when they come back. So that's what some of the procedures we would
another customer, Megan, has got just those, literally, they've got a link to that document, and it's in their terms and conditions. And by them ticking the terms and conditions, it's their responsibility that they've gone in and read them.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, there's also that side of it too.
Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Jess, there is a question. Will WiseNet recognize if learners use a shortened version of the workplace name and merge them together? So the way that it works is you select the workplace from the drop down when you create that private link. That way, that avoids that confusion, if the workplace is something different or has different names. So ensuring that there's clean workplace data in your database will ensure that that confusion doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that answered your question. So Caroline, it doesn't display in many places.
What?
Sorry, Carol, I'm not too sure what.
The preferred name. I think that's what you're referring to, Caroline, because that was your previous question.
I see. So it doesn't display. So the preferred name, what we were saying before is that if you choose to collect that information at the point of online enrollment, then you can select it as a field and they can fill it out themselves. I think that's what we were trying to get at. Are you referring to something different, Caroline? Just you can type your answer or open up a chat with us one-on-one.
Yeah, maybe that's better so we can understand your exact requirements, Caroline. And just remember, you're able to trial the product for a couple of weeks and make sure it does work for you and set up a few of your forms.
Yeah. We can take it offline. I can have a one-on-one session with you, Caroline, just to show you and answer some of your other questions. Yeah.
And Chen-Li.
Chen-Lin. As I said, I know we've already decided on a sunset date for online enrollment. It'll be the 28th of Feb 2023. So you'll either have to move to Sales Plus or the online enrollment is going to cease to exist.
Yeah. But just remember, consult with us, please, because I'm sure we'll come up with a solution for you. You won't look back on Sales Plus. Okay, Emma, if the invoice clusters to the students, not individual. If the invoice clusters to individual. Okay. That's something a little bit bigger that we're working on, Emma, at the moment. And again, we'll have to get Alistair to have a quick chat to you on that one-on-one. The design is still as you know it, but we are working on a bigger project for payments within WiseNet. So I'm sure the workplace 20 students has been taken into consideration in that build. So we'll take that. Yeah, I knew you'd like that. Thanks, Emma. Yes, we will give you the price information one-on-one, Chen-Li, just depending on how many applications. So please put a support ticket up and we'll get in contact with you either later today. Thank you. Yes. Depending on the addition and how many applications.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fabulous.
And then the data we get back.
Just checking my chat as well, just so that we haven't missed any questions. That's great. Looks like we've answered all the questions here, guys. Thank you so much for your time again. Thanks for joining us today and hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thanks, Ash.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.